This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. Flavored e-cigarette products may soon be taken off the shelves of vape shops across the country. It's part of a ramped-up effort by the Trump administration to tackle the epidemic of teen vaping. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is working for you, talking to vape shop owners who will be impacted and with health experts about why they say taking these products off the market is now necessary.
William Tilbury runs 3 vape shops in Indianapolis. Right now, he's concerned about the future of his business if the FDA decides to ban all flavored e-cigarette products.
We would be closed. Out of all the products on the shelf, we have 2 that are just standard tobacco.
Tilbury is aware of the recent outbreak of lung illnesses connected to vaping, but he believes it's not because of the products on his shelves.
These illnesses that are happening right now aren't from just vaping. They vaped illegal drugs.
Vape shop owners say the recent outbreak of lung illnesses is being caused by people vaping THC products. The CDC reports in most cases, patients did report vaping products containing THC, but some did report only using nicotine. Tilbury wants more regulations on flavored products, but not a ban. He worries it would create a black market for the products.
And with the black market, there's no records, there's no clean rooms, there's no facilities it's being made in.
It's a topic being discussed today right here in Indianapolis at the Lung Force Expo. I talked to an expert here with the American Lung Association who was presenting on the dangers of e-cigarettes. She tells me they support banning flavored e-cigarettes.
Youth are attracted to them. 1 in 5 youth are using them regularly. These are customers for those vape shop owners for the future.
Pat McCone is the senior director of the American Lung Association. Without regulation of e-cigarette products, she says there is no one tracking what information is in them or how much nicotine they contain.
These products have been out there and unregulated far too long. The American Lung Association has been calling for regulation for almost a decade, and now we're in a crisis and an epidemic.
The FDA is calling it a public health crisis. They say this new policy that will be announced in the coming weeks will be a powerful tool to combat the troubling trend of youth e-cigarette use. Working for you in Indianapolis, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And once the FDA's new policy is complete, the makers of any products removed from the market would be able to apply under a similar regulatory path for approval as tobacco products. They will have to meet the same standards set under the Tobacco Control Act. This all comes as the CDC reports new numbers: 380 cases of lung illness reported in 36 states and 6 deaths connected to vaping, including one right here in Indiana.
We're about ready to take a big step into cooler temperatures and lower humidity. Skies clearing over the western portion of the state. Still some isolated downpours to find. Southeast portion of Madison County. This will roll into areas of northwest Henry County. One thunderstorm there just leaving between Richmond and Liberty, pushing into the Buckeye State. East of Greensburg will come close to Batesville. These are right along the cold front that will bring the transition to the cooler temperatures that are already visible. 87 in Indy, 71 in Chicago. Coolest air off to the north and west. It will also come with lower humidity. Should be a great night for Friday night football. Temperatures falling into the 70s during the game. Watch what happens from 11 o'clock tonight into the morning hours tomorrow. A nice field to start the weekend. We'll talk about how it changes as we go through the weekend coming up.
We're the only medical profession that physically advises towards euthanasia or death, and we actually physically deliver it.
Veterinarians are killing themselves in alarming numbers. Vets are 2 to 3 times more likely to commit suicide than the general population. RTV6's Stephanie Wade looks into why and the signs to pay attention to if someone you know is struggling.
There's a lot of stress that comes with being a veterinarian.
Burnout, compassion fatigue, moral fatigue, those are all things that we deal with on a daily basis.
While some might get into the profession because they love animals, they're harshly woken to the reality.
I might go from an exam room and be working with a puppy or a kitten to walking next door and doing a euthanasia. And that's a huge mental swing.
From the beginning of her career as a veterinarian,
I knew people, even when I was a technician, I knew people within the profession that had died by suicide.
Something Dr. Jennifer Quammen heard often.
1 in 6. So this idea that 1 in 6 practicing veterinarians or veterinary students and even our technicians have contemplated suicide within the last year. And I looked around and I thought, well, there's 6 associates in this practice and it's not me. So, oh my gosh, I could be one of them.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that male vets are 2.1 times as likely and female vets 3.5 times as likely to die by suicide than the general population. And this is especially concerning as more than 60% of vets are female.
We talk about euthanasia, we guide people toward it, we physically deliver it. And so at one point when you're in a down place yourself, why would you not naturally think, oh, if I'm counseling a client that's an okay thing, that I can see this as a way out as well.
Things like pricey medical school debt, but getting paid less than half of a typical physician or surgeon, and a tendency to isolate makes veterinary one of the top professions at risk for suicide.
And so then what do? Your coping mechanisms are overworking, some substance abuse, maybe it turns to taking things off of the shelf within the practice. Like all of these things exist and are truly there within the profession.
Dr. Quammen says this issue is widely being talked about in vet schools. Many actually employ social workers and mental health providers. So if you suspect someone is struggling, reach out. Do not be afraid to ask how they're doing.
Just think of the flip side of that. If I don't ask and this person happens to harm themselves, I don't think I could live with that.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And signs to watch out for include people withdrawing from social activities, not as talkative or acting like themselves. Their pattern or daily routine is different. Experts say your role is not to be a mental health professional, but you should find out if something is going on. Ask how they're doing and then refer them to the suicide helpline. That number and other resources can be found at the bottom of this story on our website at theindychannel.com. A crisis tonight at Indianapolis Animal Care Services. Animals are at risk of euthanasia because the facility is way over capacity. That's why now through Sunday, IACS is offering free adoptions to help clear space. The holding pens in both the dog and cat rooms are full, and many animals are now being placed in temporary cages. If you don't want to adopt, IACS says you can foster an animal or volunteer to help walk dogs, feed animals, and clean the shelter. Any way you can help, you could be saving a cat or dog's life. IACS is located at 2600 South Harding Street. New at 6 Metro Police are investigating after several anti-Semitic flyers were posted on buildings at the Jewish Community Center. For now, police are calling this a potential bias crime. So far, we have not gotten any details about what the flyers contain. Meanwhile, IMPD has agreed to provide additional campus patrols, and all campus facilities will be operating as normal. If you see anything suspicious or have any information on the origination of these flyers, you're asked to contact Metro Police. A safety alert has been issued to Ball State students after a sexual assault was reported near campus early this morning. Ball State University police received a report of sexual assault on the 900 block of West Riverside Avenue. Police have not released any other details about the report at this time. If you have any information regarding the incident, you're asked to contact the department at this number. It is 765-285-1111. We have video and photos that Greenfield police now want you to see. They're trying to catch at least 3 people who stole 2 vehicles early this morning. Take a look. The vehicles were taken from the Liberty Shores neighborhood. Home security video shows them taking a 2004 white Honda Accord. Police believe the same 3 people also stole a 2005 red GMC Sierra. Police also released photos of one of the suspects. Investigators believe there is a link between this morning's incidents and a string of recent cases in the same area. Just last Friday, someone stole items out of at least 15 vehicles in the nearby Chapman Estates neighborhood. They also stole 2 vehicles. If you have any information, call the Greenfield Police Department at 317-325-1202. It's the city of Indianapolis versus IPL, with your money at the center of a potential dispute. The city has filed a petition to intervene with state regulators who are considering a proposal by IPL that would raise customer bills over a 7-year period. In a statement today, the Mayor Hogsett says the city wants to make sure any upgrades sought by IPL don't come with a price tag that unfairly burdens working families. The IPL plan would mean an average customer bill increase of about $10.50 per month by the year 2027. Working for you with an update on a situation that has some Northside residents frustrated and concerned. We first told you last week about the lack of streetlights on College Avenue between 38th and 42nd Streets. IPL said this was linked to the red line post-construction phase. Today we heard back from IPL, and they say they will begin restoring the streetlights next week. We will keep checking. A new report shows Indiana Department of Homeland Security employees racked up thousands of dollars in state time while he worked at a local fire department. The Indiana Inspector General launched an investigation after receiving a complaint in February 2019 about Jason Coffey. Investigators found Coffey worked 48 days at a local fire department while also reporting a full work day at the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. In total, the state paid Coffey more than $7,000 for state time that overlapped with his on-duty hours at the fire department. RTV6 was unable to get a statement from Coffey, and DHS declined to comment on personnel matters. Happening today, a celebration of the men and women who protect and serve the community. The Father's House on the southeast side is hosting its 11th annual IMPD roll call event, serving officers hot meals and handing out gift bags and raffle prizes. The event started at 5:30 this morning. Throughout the day, officers with the East and Southeast districts have been coming in shifts, with the final shift scheduled for 9:30 tonight. Organizers say people from across the community come to the event to show officers they care.
I think it's important for our community. I think it's important to always be grateful and thankful for those who put their life on the line for you. They don't even know your name, don't know who you are, but when you're in trouble, they don't run away from the trouble, they run to the trouble.
The church expects to serve more than 300 officers and about 74 recruits before the day is over. An entrepreneur tried to make her mark on Shark Tank when the show came to Indy. Up next in Hiring Hoosiers, an update on how she is making her dream come true.
And I'm Dave First, live tonight, Arlington High School, the old high school anyway, one of the great rivalries in all of Central Indiana, Chittard and Cathedral. And oh yeah, it's a little warm. So the key tonight, hydrate. Philip Peebles, the head coach at Cathedral, will join us coming up just a bit.
888-930-CHAMPION today.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Hiring Hoosiers is RTV6's initiative focused on helping you land your dream job. But sometimes that job is one that you have to create yourself. And as we showed you in July during ABC's Shark Tank open casting call, a lot of people are doing just that. We wanted to catch up with some of the inventors and innovators that we met that day out at IMS ahead of the Shark Tank Season 11 premiere later this month. Well, we caught up with Christine Perkins, who is helping man's best friend buckle up.
Christine Perkins is taking advantage of the sunshine, cruising with her canine crew. They're not just riding in style, but safety.
I had a little puppy I got probably 20 years ago. He was a Japanese Shiba Inu, and he was only 14 pounds, and he was so cute, but he was all over me in the car.
Christine says she knew that wasn't safe, so she looked all over for a pet car seat that wouldn't just restrain the little guy, but boost him so he could see out the window.
I didn't find anything like that at that time, and we're talking 1999, and so I went out and I found a container, and I tooled it out myself, and I put some rags in it, and I put a cover over it, and it worked so well that I thought, man, I wonder if other people could use something like this to make driving easier with your dog and safer.
Since then, Christine got a patent creating these car seats out of the same material as your child's car seat. She calls them the Fido Rido.
Hundreds of people telling me how the Fido Rido saved their dog's life. You know, there's a customer, they were on 465 out here, and they were in a 65-mile-an-hour accident, and their car was totaled, but the dog in the Fido Rido was fine.
She hopes with help from the sharks, she can save even more lives.
People don't think of the ramifications involving accidents where dogs can get loose and they're traumatized and they run into traffic and they can get killed.
Well, will Christine learn if it's a dog-eat-dog world as she comes face-to-face with the Sharks? We'll have to tune in to find out on Sunday, September 29th, when season 11 of Shark Tank premieres right here on RTV6. Fido Rado pet car seats retail for less than $110 and can be found on Amazon. We've also put a link to the product on hiringhoosiers.com.
Lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and comfortable temperatures for tomorrow. I could probably come up with more reasons why I think you'll love the start of the weekend. Let's get through our Friday night first. One little shower just near New Pal. These will continue, I think, on a very isolated basis to pop up in the eastern half of the state for the next hour or two. Muncie, a little downpour that's headed into Jay County, just southwest of Portland, where you already have a shower. Let's slide to the southwest. There's your area in Hancock County, just south of Interstate 70. Keep an eye on that. Maybe move toward Newcastle. And south of Greensburg and near Brookville Reservoir, a couple of isolated thunderstorms. Threat for severe weather very low. They've canceled the thunderstorm watch for the northeast portion of the state, so no watch or warnings in effect. 88 in Muncie, 86 in Columbus. Temperature starting to fall. Lafayette's at 83. See the yellow colors? That's where we'll find even more comfortable temperatures that will sneak in tonight while you're sleeping, and it'll be a refreshing start for the weekend. Temperature 82 in Greenfield. New Pal with that nearby shower. You've got 84 degrees. Down in Edinburgh, 86. It's been windy today. The wind is starting to change direction. Instead of being solidly out of the southwest, we're starting to come around to the west and eventually northwest. The wind will calm down tonight, set the stage for cooler temperatures. Mark, I know you love the dog pictures. Check this out. Look at what Wrigley's doing.
Wrigley is about to get into that pool.
Yep, he's testing the water.
Down.
He's testing the water temperature.
One paw at a time.
It's probably good to feel to get in there. Temperatures as we go into the weekend a little cooler, make it easier on the pets as well as us. Temperatures through the evening hours falling into the 70s, and the rain chances are minimal. Temperatures as we go through the overnight from north to south, mid 50s in spots. Upper 50s to the south and anywhere in the metro area, about 55 to 59. We've got 2 mornings in a row. Temperatures will be in the 50s. Then we turn it the other way quickly, back to low temperatures, upper 60s early next week. The difference between tomorrow and Sunday, lowest humidity and coolest temperatures first half of the weekend, up to 86 on Sunday. The humidity lags behind, though. I don't think it'll feel that humid until Monday. That's when it's back. Notice what's missing really from the entire 7-day forecast, and that's much of an opportunity for rain. Likely dry through the stretch.
All right, enjoy the less humidity out there. All right, let's see how it really feels outside. Dave First is here with sports. Now, Dave, humidity gone? Yes?
Sunny, a little windy tonight. Week 4 Friday Football Frenzy. We talked about it earlier. Great rivalry here between Chittard and Cathedral. It renews itself tonight. Bill Peoples, second-year head coach at Cathedral. You guys lost at Cincinnati last Friday. You guys are 2-1 right now.
Yes.
Much improved, I think, this team over last year.
Well, I mean, I think we are.
Yeah.
We've played well. We have a young team, but they've come along really well. We're up in for a great night tonight. Yeah. It's going to be a real intense game. Chittard is
they're good.
Laid some people
they're
out
Chittard,
this year. Yeah, so we know it's going to be a battle, and hopefully we play mistake-free ball and injury-free ball tonight.
You think about this rivalry, though. 25 combined state titles between. This is something else.
Absolutely. The history here on the north side with the Northside Catholic football is there's a lot there.
Have fun. Good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Bill Peoples again. Big game. We've got this one covered for you tonight, as well as these other games in our Friday Football Frenzy coverage. Brownsburg, Avon. That's a big one in 6A. Avon still undefeated. Ben Davis, Center Grove, Lawrence North, North Central, Mooresville and Greenwood, Beech Grove, Cecina, Monrovia, Triton Central. Scores, the highlights, that and more coming your way tonight on the news at 11 o'clock Friday Football Frenzy. Well, it was just a year ago, and David Bell was catching touchdowns for Warren Central. Tonight, he and Purdue are getting ready for their first Saturday night game of the season. They host TCU tomorrow night. Bell's slowly been working into it. It was slowed in camp by a hamstring, but came out a few weeks ago and had that 49-yard touchdown in his only catch against Nevada. David considers that really a milestone game in his life.
It was very nerve-wracking. It felt like my first high school football game, being out there as a freshman, playing against older guys. But after the very first play, it just felt like natural football to me. And then the touchdown was a big accomplishment in my life. I've been dreaming about scoring a college touchdown forever, and for it to finally come true, it's a blessing.
Yep, David and Purdue, all part of a very busy day tomorrow, which also includes 6th-ranked Ohio State at IU. Huge crowd expected at Memorial Stadium tomorrow afternoon. Ball State hosts Florida Atlantic. Marion has their season opener at home. Also, UIndy at home, Butler at home, and a triple header right here on RTV6 at ABC, culminating with top-ranked Clemson at Syracuse. And finally, the Colts, wrapping up Titans week over at the complex. The team 3-point underdogs in Nashville come Sunday afternoon. Defensive end Jabal Sheard definitely out, still dealing with that knee injury. Hasn't practiced really since July. But all eyes on Adam Vinatieri as well. The 46-year-old, the focus of attention after missing 2 field goals in that PAT last Sunday on the road. Frank Reich says, actually, he's looked pretty good this week.
He looked great. I mean, Dave made a 64-yarder. I mean, and a 60-yarder. Today he was on the money. He looked great.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Adam Vinatieri kick a game winner Sunday afternoon. We'll see what happens. Old guys rule, by the way. The News at 6 continues after this.
That's why the kettle chips are so good at Meyer.
Temperatures, they're solidly in the mid-80s. Still, the humidity is high, but that's changing as we speak from west to east. There are the showers. They're isolated, but a little downpour still possible eastern half of the state. And then that tonight.
Look at that. The full moon's coming.
It's like a third headlight on your car.
On Friday the 13th. That does it for us here at 6 o'clock. We're back with you at 7. Up next is World News with David Muir.